As I look to the horizon, not a cloud, but then stormy weather's go too cold. Seems like it crept up out of nowhere, all around you is not what you foretold. You never see it coming. You see that my mind is too fast for eyes. You're done, but the time is hit you, you're not surprised.
Physicality.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. This is DSP News. How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? So I've got a lot of catching up to do, so allow me to catch up. So first things first, we are going to go through the DSP Grand Theft Auto San Andreas saga. Got 3 videos, one from Mr. Stuffs, 2 from the great one, Snort Burnell, and that should at least wrap us up, or that should at least catch me up. Now, granted, there is even more after that. The cat is still missing. It's a shame. It's a shame. She's out there. She's probably cold. Who knows? We are going to get into the curious case of Cat. That'll be coming up in a future video, as well as the real hot topic right now that everybody's been talking about is Phil has gone ahead and dropped Dragon Ball FighterZ. Shame, shame, shame. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me try to update you on a couple of things. Yet again, I'd like to say thank you for supporting the last 3. Actually, I think it's going to be 4 videos up to this point. My last video was the one with Cloud 815 and that mess up that he had with DSP. Thank you for supporting those last 4 videos. I wanted to just kind of do a spotlight, get an idea, give you guys what some other people are actually thinking. If you guys have some other videos that of somebody else talking about DSP that you think that is insightful, you think it's interesting, send it to me. You can either leave it, you can either private message it to me, or you can leave it in the discussion tab. I don't have a community tab. You can leave it in the, the discussion tab. Leave me the link to it and the title, and I'll go to it and I'll check it out and see what that's worth, if it's worth anything. With that being said, so San Andreas, Phil has been saying lately that this game put him on the map, and it's really helped propel him to where he was at on YouTube. Really what it comes down to is Phil was smart enough to diversify early. That's really what it was. But then again, he still caught himself in the trap by going with all the new releases. You know what I mean? Which you can't, it's not really, there's a lot of bigger guys than him that can't catch every release. You can't catch every new release anyway. You know what I mean? So that's kind of one of the holes Phil put himself into. He should have done a little bit of retro and a little bit of new and kind of bounced back and forth. It would have given him much more diversity. He'd have 2 different fan bases to go after. As you know, he's already killed one of his fan bases who was really into the Japanese-centric games. He's almost completely abandoned them. Then again, Kat apparently likes Persona, so she might get back into that, but then there's all kinds of controversy with that, where Phil says she's not going to make videos anymore. Whatever. So we're going to go ahead and we'll tackle those in future videos. Like I said, there'll be some new ladies of GTG coming up. In the last video, talking about Cloud with the knife situation, that was left out of the editing process. You can thank Kenny and Kevin for that. My apologies, though, to be honest with you, because I didn't send the file over quick enough, or the folder with all the new pics in it. So that's really my fault, too. Actually, it is my fault. Let me be a man about it, and I apologize, guys. But in this video, I hope to make it up. And, yeah. So we're going to get into this situation with Grand Theft Auto, and it's the saga, the problems with it, and why Phil can't make his money. It's a shame. but that's how life works. We're going to get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is DSP News, always late, never breaking, unreliable coverage that you can't count on. A GTG Network and Productions. You guys all know the slogan. So it's time to watch me work.
Rockstar North, son. Rockstar get shit done. Yo. Come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. Stuff's DSP Gaming, no music for Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
San Andreas is the place to be. You got CJ running all around the town, G, on this fucking bicycle. He's gonna do the drug deals.
Did you say bicycle? What? Okay, whatever. Me.
Gonna work out at the fucking place, the gym. I can't even remember the name of it. I love this music.
Wait a second, didn't you say in another video a little while ago, Phil, that you've never owned a hip-hop album at all? I'm not saying you can't love hip-hop or rap music or any type of music without owning it, but that just seems... whatever.
Come on. Yeah. I love this. This is the only music we're going to hear the whole playthrough, so you better enjoy this. I have to mute the rest, so enjoy this while you can. Oh, yo. Come on. During the course of this week, you guys voted online. I had a big poll on social media, on my Twitter, asking what you guys wanted to see when I came back from my short hiatus here. And overwhelmingly, you guys voted you wanted to see me do a second run in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, all right? Now, I already said this up front. I said it in the poll, so no one can complain about this. If you're complaining, all right, I hate to say it, you are in the wrong place because you knew what you were getting into. I cannot play the music in the game. It's that simple. The radio is going to have to be off. I'm going to have to turn the music volume down as well so it doesn't play ambiently in the background of cutscenes. I basically have to just turn the music off. There's nothing I can do about this. Now, some people have said, I don't understand. Phil says he doesn't care about YouTube and ad revenue and all of that. Why is he turning it off the music? People just don't listen because I've been explaining this for the past 2 years where I've said I may go back and play a Grand Theft Auto game. I've explained to people why I would need to turn the music off, and they just don't listen. What they do is they listen to the negative, nasty shit that makes me look bad. So, of course, according to the brainless idiots out there, the only reason that Phil can't have music in his Grand Theft Auto playthroughs if he plays them again is because he won't get ad revenue. Wrong. It has nothing whatsoever to do with that at all. What you guys really need to do, if you really want to know why I can't do this, have the music in it, go back and listen, all right, to my old playthroughs of Grand Theft Auto 3, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, and Grand Theft Auto Vice City. And you will immediately know why I need to mute the music in this run.
The reason why is because you can't, because you got those videos monetized. You're already making your money off Twitch, and you're already getting your ads being rolled on your Twitch stream. If you're really about, oh, I'm looking out for the YouTube crowd, then just don't monetize the video. Actually, matter of fact, since you're going to be doing redemption runs for certain games, especially games that you know that the music's going to get copyrighted and whatnot, first off, they're not going to block. I don't think they're going to block it worldwide, and they're not going to mute his video. He just needs to not monetize it. Just don't monetize it. You know what I mean? Or actually, yeah, just don't monetize the video. To be honest with you, if you're still trying to look out for the YouTube crowd, then there you go. Now, granted, that's a stupid thought because he wants to get every little bit that he can. But, I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Or he could just let the music run and just, you know, the company's going to get their cut. It's no big deal, I don't think. But really, if they do it that way, then he wouldn't be able to monetize it. Yeah, so just don't monetize the video, Phil. You're already going to get paid off stream for it. You're going to get paid for it off your stream anyway. God damn, I can't talk. It's too early. So what's the big deal? You're sitting there complaining over nothing. He really is. If this is supposed to be a redemption run, you already got paid for your first playthrough. The second one's going to be terrible anyway. Every redemption run you've done this year, as Almighty Tevin has pointed out, has been horrible. It's been worse than the first. So who cares? You know what I mean? And yet again, with his original playthrough, the early one that's still up there that he's complaining about now, he won't take it down because he wants to squeeze every little penny out of it. He doesn't want to sit there and go ahead and just, you know, let these new videos run and whatnot, so everybody can actually get the full, you know, uncut, unedited play experience, because he wants to still get paid off of it. It's his own greed. Fucking lying bastard. DSP News.
It's very simple. Because YouTube has a content ID system that ruined those playthroughs completely. It did one of three things on all of those videos.
And in truth, YouTube didn't screw that up. He did. If he had shut his mouth with Machinima, he'd been fine. He didn't, so he got what he got.
Yes, okay. Number one, it muted the audio. Yes, there's actually some videos, the audio is completely muted. You can't hear anything in the video. Wow, what a great gameplay video with no sound. I don't think that we want that to happen. So what would the point of that be, right? Number two, some of the videos had the music removed, which basically means all YouTube does is they garble the fuck out of them.
Actually, wasn't there a video out where he talked about it was him, the Rad Brad, and Maximilian, and they were having like problems with their videos or something like that. And Machinima was working it out, but Phil actually went in and he basically scrubbed the music from his videos. Like, I guess there was some type of option on YouTube at that time where he could kind of mute the video, or he could scrub it of its sound, and he screwed it all up. So years and years later, oh, that didn't happen, Phil. You didn't do that. They did. When in truth, all you had to do was wait a little while longer, because the Machinima did eventually fix it. Maximilian didn't panic. Rad didn't panic, and their old playthroughs are fine. But yet yours are all screwed up. I'm glad I remembered that part, because I do remember someone distinctly talking about it. I think that might have been on an Almighty Tevin video too, actually. But yeah, so come on, Phil. Let's try to keep the story in check.
Audio of the video, and it sounds like shit. You can't understand what everyone's saying. It sounds like people are inside of a closet, inside of a tin can, inside of a microscopic, like, pill-sized container. It's terrible. It's like
that analogy was terrible.
Really bad, and it ruins the video. And then, last but not least, folks, the videos get blocked. And that's actually what happened with a significant amount of videos from my Grand Theft Auto playthroughs. In fact, I'm not even exaggerating. This week, while I was away, not live streaming, a video from one of my classic video game playthroughs, I think it was San Andreas, actually. I deleted the email. I shouldn't have deleted it. I should have saved it.
So, let's get this straight. So, they picked this week, when you were on vacation, they decided to go after one of your classic playthroughs, which just happens to be your previous run of San Andreas. They blocked a bunch of your videos. I'm sure if someone actually went back and looked at that playlist, it's still there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're going to lie, be creative about the lie. You know what I mean? And that's the problem that's kind of the problem that you have in general, Phil, is that you lie so much about everything to try to get the smallest of a foothold, that when the landslide happens, you can't even dig yourself out of it. It's just one landslide after another landslide after another landslide. And you're just constantly digging. You're never making any real progress. You're constantly screwing yourself over. But that's neither here nor there.
It was blocked worldwide. Blocked for having a song in it.
And in truth, I may have contradicted myself there, because it doesn't even matter, because when you do tell the truth, and it's rare, but when you do tell the truth, no one believes you. No one believes you. Everybody just dismisses it. You know what I mean? Some people just don't even bother calling you out on it anymore. They're just like, we don't care. Like, for example, with that Dragon Ball FighterZ situation that's going on, I'll cover that in another video. You're fighting hard to try to prove your point that it's so bad. The problem is people can go to other YouTubers and other streamers, and they have worse delays than you, or they have they have a larger frame delay gap than you do, and yet the game's still playing fine for them. They're not even talking about it. You know what I mean? But yet you're sitting there saying, oh, look at how bad it is for me. This is the proof, yada, yada, yada. You have a 3-frame drop. Maximilian, for example, because he's someone that you called out, had like a 6. And yet he's playing the game just fine. Not complaining. So, and that's just one example. So, yet again, Phil, it sounds like in truth, well, I'll say that for that video. But I will say this: you didn't take care of yourself physically, and you definitely don't do anything to sharpen yourself mentally. So you're just in a decline. You're older now. You're slower now. You have to work twice as hard to keep. You have to work 3 times as hard to keep up with everybody else. You quit the game, and then all that just accumulated. But we'll save that for that video. I'll break that down later. Sorry about that, guys.
So you cannot go back to my playthroughs. I believe it was either 2012 or 2013, but I'm pretty sure it was 2012. You can't even go back to those classic playthroughs and watch them from start to finish anymore. It's impossible because there's videos missing. There's muted videos. It's garbage. YouTube ruined those playthroughs, all right, because it didn't have audio. It sucks. So what I have to do here, folks.
So you think you can fix it with this one right here by killing the music? You don't talk. You very rarely talk through your playthroughs unless there's engagement, which means give me money. I think that's probably worse.
Is I have to have no music. Now, some people will say, well, then why even upload to YouTube? Just don't do it. Guys, again, if you were actually here for the streams and you paid attention, you would know why I'm doing it like this. But I'll reiterate for the sake of reiterating, and this is the one time I'm going to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, this year is my 10th anniversary being a content creator for the internet. 10 years.
So you're going to so for 10 years, so to celebrate your 10-year anniversary, you're going to put up subpar material. You're going to put up subpar content just because it's your 10-year anniversary. Instead of you biting, if it's really 10 years and that means so goddamn much to you, why don't you bite the bullet and be like, you know what, guys, my redemption runs to celebrate my 10-year anniversary will go up for free. I'm not going to monetize them. I'm going to put them up there as a celebration for everything that you guys did for me over the span of the last 10 years. Why don't you do that? If that's the case, if that's really to celebrate 10 years. 10 years of people dealing with your bullshit and carrying you. Every time a change needed to be made, you wouldn't do it. You literally had to be moved, kicking and screaming to do it. And then you turn around and act like, oh yeah, I adopted this process to make my position better. You know what? Let me stop, because I'm sure my boy Jamario is in the comment section listening to this, being like, "Oh boy, the rants." We'll save that for the end. My bad. But if this is really supposed to be 10 years and it's supposed to be a celebration, you're supposed to be laying down the foundation and showing appreciation to the people who helped you originally. You would go ahead and play all these any of these playthroughs that could possibly be screwed up because of the copyright system. You should go ahead and put up there and don't monetize them. That's what you should do. Just my opinion.
A 10-year legacy.
And maybe there won't be so many videos in that playthrough. You know, instead of him having, 150 videos, maybe he'll do it in like 70. Maybe he'll do it in like 50. Just saying. If this is supposed to be a celebration, make longer videos and whatnot so there isn't so many of them up there. Because you're not monetizing. So what do you need 500? 500 is an exaggeration, but what do you need 100, 250 videos for a playthrough that you can't monetize anyway? And these videos right here, you're just going to get pennies off of them anyway. So you're still shooting yourself. Just my opinion.
All right. It was year four, when I played the Grand Theft Auto games during the summer. All right. So it was roughly about halfway through, I'd say, my run. And it really was at the height of my popularity. It was really that year when things were the biggest on YouTube that I played the Grand Theft Auto games. They blew up, and, I got a lot of notoriety for playing, okay?
Take a sip.
Now, that being said, I have people who follow me for quite a long time, people who've watched my stuff for quite a long time, my longtime and hardcore viewers and fans. And many of them, ladies and gentlemen, don't have amazing internet. In fact, you may not realize this if you live in a country.
Going back to that Dragon Ball FighterZ thing, you don't have amazing internet. You really don't. I mean, granted, you have a bad connection too, but you definitely don't have amazing internet either, given what the situation is going on over there. Sorry about that. I really need to make that video next.
That has good internet. There are many places on planet Earth that don't have good internet. All right? They don't have internet that's good enough to watch a live stream or to watch an archive here on Twitch. It's true. It's just true. I have thousands of viewers and fans who tell me, Phil, please do never leave YouTube because we love your Twitch stuff. We watch the archives on YouTube, but we can't watch the Twitch streams. All right? Now, why?
Then upload the streams to YouTube then, Phil. Just saying. Just upload them. Actually, you should do that instead of breaking them up into smaller videos. Since you're not going to, let's just say, devil's advocate that he wasn't going to monetize them. By now, it's already too late. That's my stitch. But he should have just uploaded all of the. He should have just uploaded all the streams. He should have just done that. And to be honest with you, it would have brought in the viewership. It would have given people more incentive to go and watch the streams if they can. I'm sorry, Phil. There are people out here who actually have jobs, so they don't have time to sit around and see what the fuck you're doing. With that being said, and whatnot, or they could just be like me and just show up late. But in truth, you could just do that. So people watch a couple of the streams that you have archived on YouTube and be like, you know what? I might check that out. I might do that. But see, he won't do that because he's scared. He's scared for a lot of reasons. One, I don't think he has the chat up on stream anyway, which he doesn't. I don't think he does that anymore. He's scared after that whole War Dog leader situation when he got called out on his own lies. He stopped doing that. Smart on his part, in truth. But he won't do that because he's afraid of embarrassing himself, or he's afraid that in between playthroughs, like if you guys have watched the Almighty Tevin video that he just put out recently, talking about the missing cat situation, he in between some of those playthroughs, you see that Phil, some of the gems are really in between these videos and whatnot, like that whole thing with the cardboard fucking dick that was sent to him by mail. Whatever that's about. Those are where the gems are at. If you put the whole stream up, it'd be easier for you to kind of navigate through them instead of forcing his detractors to watch all of his videos and actually get it. So he thinks he's clever, but he's not. Because there'll always be somebody who's willing to go through it on their own time just to see what's there. So there you go.
Banding thousands of fans and viewers who have kept me afloat and kept me relevant and pertinent over the years just because...
Wait a second, don't you have like 160 or 180,000 subscribers? 160 or 180,000 subscribers. But you're talking about just thousands. Shouldn't you really be saying tens of thousands? You may have had a moment of clarity there, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe.
Because YouTube wants to basically neuter a playthrough because of copyright music. I'm not going to do that. So, as a service and as a way to stay loyal to my longtime viewers and fans who have made me successful and allowed me to do this for a living and basically kept me, where I am, that's why I'm doing it like this. It's that simple. All right? It's not about ad revenue. It's not about money. It's not about any of the stupid drama, negative shit that morons will spin it. They're all...
Then put it up for free then. Then not put it up for free. You're doing it for free regardless, kinda. But don't monetize the videos then. Just don't monetize them. If it's not about money, if it's not about all these things, then just put the video up, then put the video up and be like, as a thank you for being there with me. So they can actually get the full experience. They're not getting the experience hearing you snort and belch and that's it. And occasionally throw some shout-outs. That's not what's happening.
All going to be jerking each other off, saying that Phil's playing a muted Grand Theft Auto playthrough with no music and it sucks because there's no music. Tough titties. I prefaced it up front saying it would be like this on purpose. I explained it till I was blue in the face. I'm not going to put up with any more bullshit with people whining and complaining that the playthrough doesn't have music. Period. I don't even want to hear a single fucking person complaining. If they do, I'm going to pull out my ASCII code e-penis and slap them across the face right the fuck out of the chat room. Because at this point, I've said it so many times why I have to do this, I can't possibly say it another time. All right?
So basically what you're saying is you're not giving back. You're just going to try to make as much money as you can off this. That's basically what you're trying to say. It's not about giving back. I understand what you said in the first 45 seconds. But what came later from the people who are like, hey, Phil, this isn't really giving us the experience and whatnot, and you're just going to ban them out of the chat for saying that. And they can't leave comments under your videos under DsPgaming anyway because, you're a bitch. So, what's the point of all this? Just be honest and be like, hey, I'm going to do a redemption run. I'm going to mute the music because I have to get paid because I got these taxes, guys. You know what I mean? And I got this mysterious illness and whatnot, or old injury, or whatever the case may be, that maybe now I can actually get surgery for. I'm guaranteeing that's probably going to come up eventually. You know what I mean? Hence the reason why he's so desperate to get that girl a license is the fact that he might actually try to go and actually get his back fixed. Or he'll at least tell you guys he will. And then say that he has the surgery so he can get more time off and whatnot, you guys to support him. And then he comes back and all of a sudden his back's okay. Oh, I'm gonna have to take a couple months off though to make sure it heals up properly. But you know, it's gonna be good. I was gonna save that for the cat video, but I'll put that out there now just to get the kind of noggin jogging, as Medicare would say.
And all right, so there you go. Okay, folks. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, starting today, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. What version am I playing? I am playing the PlayStation 4 version. From what I'm to understand, this is a port of the PlayStation 2 version of the game. It is not that shitty version that was made for the Xbox 360 years ago. That was a port of the mobile games version. No, this apparently was a direct port of the PS2 version with HD visuals and with trophy support. So this is going to be pretty cool. For the first time, me playing a classic Grand Theft Auto game, I'm going to earn trophies as I play it. All right? That's going to be pretty sweet. So I'm basically playing the best version possible. The best visuals combined with the original PS2 crippling gameplay. Trust me, I remember Flight School, guys. That was 6 years ago. That was about a day of pain. I remember. It took me all fucking day of playing Flight School to beat it. And I wanted to basically by the end of the day, I wanted to put my head through the wall. That shit is painful, and I have to do it again. I have to do it again. If you can believe it. Good Lord. Okay. So that being said, folks. I'm starting my playthrough.
So the incentive now is that he gets to see online, he gets to see in-game pop-ups for trophies. I guess he has to stroke his ego, no matter what the format.
All right.
Or medium.
It's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to this. Okay, it's gonna be exciting. Keep in mind, folks, that unlike most of you, many of you probably replayed this game again and again and again. You know, San Andreas for a lot of people is the quintessential Grand Theft Auto game. A lot of people actually say after San Andreas, the series went downhill with Grand Theft Auto 4 and the like, and that they think Grand Theft Auto San Andreas is the best one of the entire series. Okay, I've only played it once, and if you guys actually remember, all right, and this is the God's honest truth, is that I did a summer of Grand Theft Auto in I think it was 2012. It could have been 2013, but I think it was 2012.
Right when you were on a decline. Okay, just want to make sure, because I think the debate's been settled on when Phil started to go into a decline, which was 2012, 2013, if I remember correctly. End of 2012, maybe. Definitely going into 2013. So, there you go.
Okay. And if you guys remember, when I did this summer of Grand Theft Auto, I played Grand Theft Auto 3, then Vice City, then San Andreas, all back to back to back. All right. That was not a good idea, because what ended up happening was that by the time I had finally gotten to San Andreas, I was burnt out. I was so man, I just want to get through this so I can be done with these games and play something different. But I was so burnt out. There was a lot of stuff in the game I didn't really take my time.
Now, this is supposed to be a gamer, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I'm a gamer. This is a gamer talking to you guys. That's what this is. All right. Just want to make sure.
I didn't necessarily explore all the side content of the game. I know there was entire side things that I skipped because I was so frustrated with playing Grand Theft Auto all summer. Okay. And, yeah.
Who told you to do that, then? No one told you to sit there and play 3 games back-to-back over summer. You're the one who called it the summer of fucking Grand Theft Auto. So, this was your idea. No one forced you into this. I'm sure people back then probably said, hey, Phil, maybe you shouldn't, maybe you should just play Vice City and San Andreas. That's what I would have told him to do. I'd have been like, yo, just skip 3 altogether and just play Vice City and San Andreas. I'm pretty sure that's what people would have asked him to do, at least a few people. But you decided to be greedy. So your own greed got to you. Basically. And even back then, you still haven't learned? All right.
I just basically said, I want to get through it. So I know, I'm fully aware, folks, my first playthrough of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas that I did 6 years ago was not exactly the best one on the internet. However, people liked it for other reasons. They were like, man, Phil really just sucked at this game. And, it was funny, though, because the one mission that everyone fails at, I beat on, the second try or something crazy. But the other missions that everyone did well at, I sucked at, okay? So So we're gonna see how this goes. I don't know. We're gonna see how this goes. This could really be interesting to see how this goes. Okay. So that being said,
Silver lining, I guess.
I'm excited for this playthrough. I really am. I hope that things go well, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. This is the very first event this year celebrating my 10 years as a content creator for the internet. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, people say, is one of those quintessential playthroughs that put me on the map for Let's Plays on the internet, that let people, oh wow, Dark Side Phil, look at this playthrough, it's amazing, right? There's certain ones, you can say things like Heavy Rain, Mass Effect 2, my classic Grand Theft Auto playthroughs. These are all throwback playthroughs that you could go back and watch a million times and still enjoy. That's why I'm really excited to replay this game, because it's one of those classic playthroughs. And I'm going to be doing more.
How is it a quintessential playthrough when you just sat there and admitted to us that you basically shit your way through it? Because you were already frustrated and you really didn't want to play the game because you basically, you were eating with your eyes, essentially, and you bit off way more than you could chew. So how is this quintessential? Like, how does that work exactly? The playthrough, you yourself already devalued the playthrough. I mean, it was already worthless already, but you've already devalued it even more if you can go past worthless. So what? All right.
More of these this year. Coming up, there's going to be more of these classic style playthroughs coming back for my 10-year anniversary. This is just the first one, okay? Now, ladies and gentlemen, tonight there will be a second stream. Today is a double stream day. Tonight I'll be playing another new game.
Isn't every day a double stream day? He streams twice a day, if I remember correctly. So every day is a double stream day. I don't know why he keeps announcing that like it's something special. I think that, like, it's been a while since there's only rare occasions where he only does one stream. Whether he gets too drunk the night before and he can't wake up talking about his allergies or he's sick or whatever, his gout's getting at him, whatever the case may be. Or what's coming up recently with his taxes. Or he just woke up late. You know what I mean? Or he just didn't feel like doing it and he comes up with some other bullshit excuse. Like, oh, Twitch wasn't working or whatever the case may be. Other than that, he streams twice a day almost every time he streams. Essentially.
Ladies and gents, you say, well, what is it? Well, I'm going to be honest with everyone. Okay, I'll be very honest with everyone. It's not going to be what got second place in the polling for a good reason. So let's talk. The poll that ran on my social media, on Twitter, over the week, had Dynasty Warriors 9 in second place by roughly, I think it was 3%. It wasn't a very, wide margin. It was pretty close. But, yes, Dynasty Warriors 9 did get second place in the polling. However, over the course of this week, I saw an overwhelming amount of people on social media saying Dynasty Warriors 9 is terrible. There are people who've been lifelong fans of the Dynasty Warriors franchise saying this is one of, if not the worst installment. They don't know what happened here, but the game is absolute garbage. In particular, especially on the PS4, which is the version I would have played. People are saying it's really bad. It doesn't even perform well. It runs like shit. So that being said, I'm not playing it. I made the executive decision, listen, it's one thing if the game was good and people vote for it, great. But if I hear a game through the grapevine is really bad, and there's other games that people want to see, that's the other thing too. There are other games people want to see me play. It's not like there's nothing else going on right now. I have the ability to forego a release. I skipped Monster Hunter World because I thought it wasn't my cup of tea. I wouldn't enjoy it, and it probably wouldn't be too fun for my viewing audience. And there you go. Dynasty Warriors 9, it's probably going to be more of the same. Therefore, that's why I'm skipping it, okay? So,
Stop. Let me cut in for a minute. So, this is coming from the same guy when that last Lord of the Rings game that came out. When people were talking about, oh, it's not a good game, or oh, because of this, that, and the third, with the not loot boxes. I guess they're loot boxes, microtransactions, however you want to word it. When people were bashing that game right before Phil played it, Phil was like, "No, you got to give it a chance. You can't be so gullible. Don't listen to all these other people. Make your own decision. Be a man and make your own decision about the game itself. Wait until someone puts out a quality playthrough, so on and so forth, yada yada yada." But now, you yourself, a couple months later, after that fiasco where you made yourself look like a dumbass, and then you said that after at the end of the third act, you actually beat the game. You got your little gold trophy, since that's all that you really care about, and didn't actually give anybody an ending. That you had beat the game because you didn't feel like grinding it out, because basically the game was making you look stupid. And you talked all that mess about people need to make up their own minds, people need to stand on their own 2 feet, people need to stop listening to other people, and letting other people influence them and make decisions for them. You turn around and do the exact same thing a couple months later. So, and this is one of the ongoing problems that Phil Burnell has, DSP has, is that when he talks only in the moment, and then that's it. And then he gets mad when fucking assholes like myself call him out on it later. You're a hypocrite. You did exactly the very thing that you told people that not to do, so you could get your little money off this playthrough that you really wanted to play. Now you don't want to do it. You know what I mean? And the thing is in truth, yeah, you may have other options, but guess what? You're supposed to be known for playing the brand new games and when they come out and the new releases. So you should be trying to play this game. You need some diversity, to be honest with you. You really do. You need some diversification in your portfolio, which you call your fucking business. So you should play the game. Don't worry about what other people say, because just because they don't like it, or maybe they don't think it runs well, or whatever the case may be, it might be good for you. The same shit that you said about that Lord of the Rings game. But it's funny now that months later, you're sitting here, you said to those people that, you know what I'm saying, you guys need to stop listening to them. Why are you sucking them off? Give the damn game a chance. Why don't you do the same thing? Oh, okay, because you're sucking from the very same cock that they're doing. Oh, okay, good for you. So it's funny how, you talk also, something recently that Almighty Tevin pointed out, you're sitting there doing all this gyration and all this extra dumb shit on your streams lately, and used to sit there and shit on other streamers for doing that. Actually, you still do. But yet you're doing it too. So does that not make you a stream whore? Does that not make you a cam whore when you're doing some of the exact same things that they do? What makes you better? What is it that separates you from them? Just because you did it last doesn't mean you still didn't do it. You still did it. But you don't like that criticism, so you go ahead and ban them. At least when other people are called cam whores and stream whores and whatever the case is, they take it, they laugh it off, they keep it moving. You, on the other hand, you don't like being called that. You can fling it, but when it's thrown back at you, you don't want to hear it. And yet you're doing the exact same thing. And what makes it worse is the fact that you called other people out on doing it. All right.
I understand. There may have been some viewers and fans of mine who wanted to see me play it. I get that. All right. I understand. But that being said, I'm not playing it. It's that simple. No amount of requesting, whining, complaining, stamping your feet, coming to streams for other games and saying, why isn't this Dynasty Warriors not? None of that's going to get the game played. It's just going to waste your time. All right. In the future, if there's another Dynasty Warriors game that doesn't suck, would I play it? Absolutely. If I hear that Dynasty Warriors 9 gets patched or something and runs better, or they improve the game, would I consider playing it in the future? Maybe. But I'm not going to waste my time on a game that I hear is really bad.
Actually, didn't people tell you the same thing about Dragon Ball FighterZ? That, there's not so many people playing, and now it runs better, and then you end up rage quitting it again anyway? I just want to throw that out there, just to be sure.
Bad when I have other things to play, okay? So, with that being said, the game that I am playing tonight is the game that came in third place in the poll, The Secret of Mana Remake. Ladies and gentlemen, Secret of Mana is a Squaresoft RPG action hybrid. It actually was an action RPG hybrid, which is rare for the time, from the 1990s. In the 1990s, most role-playing games were turn-based. This game is not. This game is action-based, move around, attacking, and yes, there's spells and things that have charge time or whatever, but for the most part, the game is very different from other Squaresoft RPG-style games from the 90s. This one is that one that I played. I rented it a few times. I never got to beat it. In particular, the times that I rented it, I ended up I remember I was busy. I was going places with my parents or whatever those weekends. Because what would happen is, we'd usually go grocery shopping on like a Thursday or a Friday night. And then it would be a 3-day rental. So I'd be able to play the game over the weekend and have to return it, say, early the next week. I just remember not having a lot of time to play it. And I remember playing at least the first half of the game. But I definitely never beat it. I know I didn't beat it. Which, quite frankly, is kind of disappointing. Because I do enjoy Squaresoft RPGs. So this is the perfect opportunity. This is one of the few classic Squaresoft RPGs from the 90s I never completed, and I'm going to be starting up my playthrough of the remastered version. The game was rebuilt from the ground up with modernized visuals, supposedly improved controls. The music is great. Like, everything's great about this game, supposedly. People are really digging it, and I'm looking forward to it. So that's starting tonight on my second stream, all right? So talk about variety. Grand Theft Auto on the first stream, right? And then an RPG, action RPG hybrid on the second stream. It's going to be pretty fun. Okay. So I'm excited. And I hope that you guys are excited too. See how it goes.
Alright guys, we're going into our next video. I'll see you guys in just a second. Alright guys, we're back. We're here with Snort Burnell, DsPgaming, GTA muted muted to get ad revenue, and a begging event this Sunday. Ooh, that's riveting.
Oh my god!
Sorry about the jump scare.
What the fuck?
Holy shit! That is an epic fucking intro, dude.
Yep.
I have to warn everyone.
Whoa!
Warning.
Whoa!
What you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting. Sound good?
Sounds great.
This week, I took 4 days away from live streaming in order to take some time away for multiple reasons. I mean, the most prominent one being the arrival of my girlfriend, Kat.
Oh boy. Gotta get her
Which
cooking.
now, yes, has finally been revealed. And I'm not going to go too much into the nonsense and drama that happened around that this week, but
That was your
I'm
fault.
going to focus on the positivity.
That was your
I
fault.
still need your help. I need to raise a lot of money this month.
Apparently.
You know, she's beautiful. You know, you're going to learn a lot more about her over time as as we get into it and stuff. Wow. Again, I want to say thanks for the money, dummies.
Okay, now that's the thing though too about this girlfriend situation is it's almost like, I'm telling you, I feel like this isn't an arrangement. This isn't a relationship. And I've said that in my first video, but I really, really feel that's what the situation is. Because, well, you'll see and whatnot, you'll hear it, but it doesn't sound legitimate. It doesn't sound like something wholesome. It sounds like a maid. It sounds like a maid. She's a live-in maid and whatnot. And there might be some added benefits. He might get a hand job out of it every once in a while or something. But this isn't a relationship. It seems odd. And I'm recording this on the 22nd. This video itself is from the 17th, living up to my namesake. And yet, she's been MIA for the last couple days. Not even a couple, last few days, actually. She wasn't seen since, what? Or at least she wasn't actually heard of since, what, last Monday when she arrived? Maybe Tuesday? You know what I mean? So, where'd she go? Not even last Tuesday, this Tuesday, my bad. So where are you, Phil? Like, where is she, Phil? Is she alive? You know, what's going on?
Because that's exactly what you fucking are. A bunch of fucking empty-headed idiots who paid me money to get absolutely nothing out of it. Thanks.
The laugh is
Wow.
horrible.
Thank you guys for, number one, allowing me to take the time off that I needed, for Kat to arrive, to get her moved in. And let me tell you guys, just to give you some, I'm sure people want to know, right? What were we doing all this time, 4 days and everything? Basically, a lot of...
And Snort Burnell brings up a very good point, that essentially all that money he raised, right, a good portion of that went to moving her out here, to getting her all these things. I mean, you know, buying all this nice stuff and whatever, that's cool, but yet again, when you think about the story as it pertains to her moving over here from where we think it's from Michigan, her moving over here, this whole talk about her having to get a license now, instead of just, you know what I'm saying, getting the situation with her license, get the address and everything changed. The whole thing about a job, like what job's going to let her just put her on hold, you know, for more than a couple of weeks, you know, maybe 2 weeks, for her to get her stuff, you know, kind of get her affairs in order. Now, granted, she might have vacation time, so maybe that's what would allow this long hiatus. But I mean, in truth, you know, you might want to try to get into work as soon as possible. And Phil could easily take her, but I mean, that's a whole nother situation in itself. Lazy bastard. And it seems really awkward. It seems very, very awkward. But it is interesting though how she forced him to eat leftovers the other night. I guess Phil was wanting that fresh din din every night. He doesn't like leftovers apparently, and she forced him to eat it, and he did begrudgingly, but he did eat it. Amazing. DSP news.
Running around.
The house is cleaner now.
Cat came into my office and cleaned my office for me without even telling me as a surprise. So I come upstairs and all of my consoles are arranged, all of my wires are like sorted nicely, and I'm like, holy shit, like this is really nice. Like she really went through and rearranged the consoles to put them all into my entertainment center here, and she vacuumed the floor, and I was like, oh my.
That poor girl. She probably lost like 5 years off her lifespan doing that. That poor girl.
Oh my God, what a surprise.
Oh, poor woman, sorry.
Real nice of her to do that. I didn't ask her. You know, that was amazing. She blew me away with that, and then this morning I wake up. Now, I knew she was going to do this, but...
It's probably the only blowing he got.
I wake up this morning, and the house smells good. And I'm like, man, when I look and she's not...
Yeah, that's what happens when you wake up to a house that's clean, Phil. You know, and sterile, sanitized. It smells pretty good. You know what I mean? When you don't have all that dust and debris, you don't smell like slop. I'm sure she made you take a shower the night before. You know, it feels good to be clean, Phil. It feels real good. It feels real good.
Not in bed. I'm like, where is she? And I go downstairs. She had woken up early to start making dinner. We got a slow cooker, a cheap one. You know, we didn't get so super expensive one. I think it was like $30 or something.
Now, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, apparently Kat is quite the Overwatch fan. So, you know, she's you can't say that she's not smart. You know what I mean? Go ahead down. She asked him to buy a slow cooker. Go down, you know, make enough food that'll last a couple days. Go ahead and get up early, throw that in, so she can go ahead and get it to her maidly duties, and then she can jump on Overwatch. Then she takes a break, goes back there, go ahead and get food ready, sit down and eat, and then she can head back. Because apparently, she's up till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning playing Overwatch when instead of being in bed with Phil. But then again, ladies and gentlemen, Phil's supposed to be working, so that's no big deal. Oh, that's right. He revealed recently that it doesn't take long to upload all of his videos at the end of the night. About 20 minutes. Instead of the 2 or 3 hours he used to talk about. Sorry, Phil. It's hard to get caught up in those lies. It really is.
And we got some meat and stuff. We actually joined Costco over the course of this week. And got some meat. And she had gotten up early. She had marinated and seasoned the meat. Tossed it in the slow cooker.
So wait a second. So all that time you were with the panda, you guys were going to the grocery stores across from you and paying what would be considered a bit much, overpriced in some situations for what you were buying. When there's a Costco nearby, why didn't you just go to Costco, Phil? You could have gone to Costco and just racked up on weeks worth of stuff and not have to worry about it. And where did the money come from for that? See, that's what I'm saying. Like, you see how the story don't sound right? Like, let's go back to the Super Bowl, for example, when he was trying to get himself, no, it was not the Super Bowl, sorry. I don't even think he watches football. Back to Thanksgiving, when he had to go and get that pathetic, you know, Hungry Man meal or whatever. He could have gotten himself a Costco membership and went and actually gotten a ready-made meal there. If you guys have a Costco membership or a Sam's membership or a BJ's membership, depending on what state you're in, they actually have a section. It's in there. It's like a refrigerated section where they actually prepare meals every day. You can get Parmesan chicken. You can get beef Wellington. You can get a bunch of different stuff there. Beef stroganoff. There's a bunch of stuff. He could have done that. He could have gotten that a couple days ago. And if he probably, especially around the holidays, they actually prepare like turkey, mashed potatoes, gravy, stuffing, corn, and they usually have like a little cobbler or something too, and it's all there in this really nice plastic platter. And then he just takes it home and then he heats it up. It's already made and everything. It was probably made the day before or that morning. And then all he has to do is just take it home and heat it up. And then he's good. He could have done that instead of having that pathetic Hungry Man meal. All right. I know. You guys are like, GTG. That requires thinking ahead. And he's not good at that. You're right. I'm sorry. Let's continue. DSP News.
And the thing's cooking right now. The house smells absolutely amazing. Slow cooked meat. And she's working on it. I'm like, oh my God. It's certainly so different from living alone, let me tell you.
Doing a 9 to 5 would be easy.
Per your votes, all right, per your votes, during the course of this week, you guys voted online. I had a big poll on social media, on my Twitter, asking what you guys wanted to see when I came back from my short hiatus here. And overwhelmingly, you guys voted you wanted to see me do a second run in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, all right? Now, I already said this up front. I said it in the poll, so no one can complain about this. If you're complaining, all right, I hate to say it, you are in the wrong place because you knew what you were getting into.
I cannot play the music in the game. Everything's got to be about making the almighty dollar. I need that money. I really do. I need that money to pay my bills.
It's that simple. The radio is going to have to be off. I'm going to have to turn the music volume down as well so it doesn't play ambiently in the background of cutscenes. I basically have to just turn the music off. There's nothing I can do about this.
Just play like a modern game. Man, boring. Now, some people have said, I don't understand. Phil says he doesn't care about YouTube and ad revenue and all of that. Why is he turning it off the music? People just don't listen, because I've been explaining this for the past 2 years, where I've said I may go back and play a Grand Theft Auto game. I explain to people why I would need to turn the music off, and they just don't listen. What they do is they listen to the negative, nasty shit that makes me look bad. So, of course, according to...
You make yourself look bad. Like, if people... Here's the thing. And in the short time that I've been doing DSP videos, I've come to this conclusion. I'm sure those before me and whatnot, my predecessors did, and those who will come after me will. Phil will expose himself. Phil will make himself look bad. Just give him time. He will do it without fail. He will do it himself. No one has to twist his words. He'll do it himself. Just give him some time. Anything that he says, he'll contradict it in the next sentence, or he'll contradict it in a week. That's what he's good for. That's all he's really good for. No one screws him over. He screws himself over. Just give him time.
The brainless idiots out there, I'm not a whiny baby.
Yeah, I'm a gamer.
Apparently.
The only reason that Phil can't have music in his Grand Theft Auto playthroughs if he plays them again is because he won't get ad revenue. I got completely exposed.
Yep.
Wrong. It has nothing whatsoever to do with that at all. I know you're lying.
All right.
This guy's a bitch.
Yeah, he is.
What you guys really need to do, if you really want to know why I can't do this, have the music in it, go back and listen, all right, to my old playthroughs of Grand Theft Auto 3, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, and Grand Theft Auto Vice City. And you will immediately know why I need to mute the music in this run. It's very simple. Because YouTube has a content ID system that ruined those playthroughs completely. It did one of three things on all of those videos, okay? Number one, it muted the audio. Yes, there's actually some videos, the audio is completely muted. You can't hear anything in the video. Wow, what a great gameplay video with no sound. I don't think that we want that to happen. So what would the point of that be, right? Number two, some of the videos had the music removed, which basically means all YouTube does is they garble the fuck out of the audio of the video, and it sounds like shit. You can't understand what everyone's saying. It sounds like people are inside of a closet, inside of a tin can, inside of a microscopic, like, pill-sized container. It's terrible. It's like really bad, and it ruins the video.
Well, given that Cat made you eat leftovers the other night, that's apparently where your balls is at too, I guess. Jesus Christ. And here's the thing. I don't know about you guys, but, like, as for me, right? I like leftovers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really like, first off, if you spent the time, like, cooking the night before, right? You know what I mean? Like, last night, what did I have last night? I tried this recipe off Tasty, actually. It was beef Wellington. That shit took a while. It took a few hours. It wasn't anything serious. It was my first time making it, so, you know, I was worried if I was going to screw it up or not. But it came out great. And I was on the forums, and I was kind of taking a look and just asking people what their thoughts are on it, and so on and so forth. And overwhelmingly, a lot of people were like, oh, it's just as good the next day. It's even better, some people felt. So I'll find out later. But what's the problem with leftovers, Phil? I mean, let's be honest. You know what I mean? Is that the reason why you like your women young, Phil? You know, you're hoping to have something that isn't left over, something that hasn't already been pre-touched? Is that the case? Because, you know, Kat allegedly is like 27. Allegedly. It's been called into question especially if you guys saw the Almighty Tevin video, it's been called into question that whether or not she's really that age. It's assumed that she is, because why would you lie about something like that? But it's Phil. You know what I'm saying? It's Phil. So you can't trust anything he says anyway. But what's your problem with leftovers, Phil? I mean, but then again, this comes from the same guy who sat there and bought 2 sandwiches from, I just saw Snort Burnell's video on that too. Did he get it from, I don't know where he got it from, actually. I read Jack in the Box, maybe? I don't know. He went to some place though and had like got these food truck sandwiches. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to have these 2 sandwiches here to hold me off because Kat comes in tomorrow, so I just need this to hold me off over the next couple days. Huh? Since when is 2 sandwiches going to hold anybody off for more than past that day? You know what I mean? You're gonna. So what are you gonna do, Phil? You ate half of the steak and cheese one, and you basically shitted on the Asian tender sandwich, I think it was called. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna eat the rest of the steak sandwich and put the other one in there, and put the Asian chicken one in the refrigerator? Oh, that's right. You have a thing about Asians, don't you? I forgot about that. Sorry. And then what, Phil? Are you going to jump into the bag and pull out that other burger that you bought as well as the fries and the drink? Because let's be honest, if you guys have ever seen a DSP tries it, he always buys more than one thing, sometimes more than 2. He just decided to do a DSP tries it on those 2 particular sandwiches. Probably had a whole nother meal in the bag, if I had to guess. But that's neither here nor there. Phil, you better smarten up, man. Just because you got a new maid doesn't mean you can't eat leftovers. Even the rich eat leftovers. DSP News.
And last but not least, folks, the videos get blocked. And that's actually what happened with a significant amount of videos from my Grand Theft Auto playthroughs.
It's the strangest laugh ever.
Playthroughs, alright, because it didn't have audio. It sucks. So what I have to do here, folks, is I have to have no music. Now, some people say, well, then why even upload to YouTube? Just don't do it. Guys, again.
I need that money. I really do. I need that money to pay my bills.
Yep.
So fucking greedy.
Yep.
Greed is massively strong.
Indeed.
I have no fucking self-control.
Sure don't.
If you were actually here for the streams and you paid attention, you would know why I'm doing it like this. But I'll reiterate for the sake of reiterating, and this is the one time I'm going to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, this year is my 10th anniversary being a content creator for the internet. 10 years.
A 10-year legacy.
He was the guy that got caught masturbating in front of children.
It's the guy watching his Twitch.
Is that really him? Is he the one that got caught, Matt?
Yes! That's right, I'm a huge pervert, guys. That's all I do. I just masturbate constantly in front of children.
But
on purpose. I got completely exposed. How many millions of impressionable kids are watching this garbage content on YouTube?
Good question.
And how much money does this idiot make?
Good question.
This garbage content. Sorry, I'm trying to be responsible here. I really feel this actually could hurt children.
Really?
Alright, it was year 4.
Children that you don't have. Oh, you're talking about your fan base. I got you.
Year 4, when I played the Grand Theft Auto games during the summer. Alright? So, it was roughly...
I like how, speaking of which, sorry about that. I like how he tries to, he's basically using this 10-year legacy thing as the blanket to try to, to basically negate people from calling him out on trying to double dip on a playthrough and whatnot. I really like how he's doing that. And I don't know if people give him these ideas on his forums. I would say not necessarily, because it does seem like there are some decent people on his forums. But it does make you wonder, like, if he put as much time into his content as he does scheming off of his content, he'd probably be in a better place. But that's neither here nor there.
Roughly about halfway through, I'd say, my run. And it really was at the height of my popularity. It was really that year when things were the biggest on YouTube that I played the Grand Theft Auto games. They blew up, and, I got a lot of notoriety for playing them.
And then you went into decline.
Okay.
Your support right now with cheers, subs, and tips is paying the bills.
That being said, I have people who follow me for quite a long time, people who have watched my stuff for quite a long time, my long-time and hardcore viewers and fans. And many of them, ladies and gentlemen, don't have amazing internet. In fact, you may not realize this if you live in a country that has good internet. There are many places on planet Earth that don't have good internet. Alright? They don't have internet that's good enough to watch a live stream or to watch an archive here on Twitch. It's true. It's just true. I have thousands of viewers and fans.
What? I'm good at lying.
Not really.
Who tell me, Phil, please do never leave YouTube. Because we love your Twitch stuff. We watch the archives on YouTube, but we can't watch the Twitch streams. Alright? Now, why am I going to abandon thousands of fans and viewers who have kept me afloat and kept me relevant and pertinent over the years, just because YouTube wants to basically neuter a playthrough.
Yeah, Snort Burnell's right. The detractors are not exactly fans. Good point.
Because of copyright music. I'm not going to do that. So, as a service and as a way to stay loyal to my longtime viewers and fans who have made me successful and allowed me to do this for a living and basically kept me, where I am, that's why I'm doing it like this. It's that simple.
All right? It's not about ad revenue. It's not about money. You have to be brain dead fucking stupid to believe that. It's not about any of the stupid drama negative shit that morons will spin it. Why am I toxic? They're all going to be jerking each other off, saying that Phil's playing a muted Grand Theft Auto playthrough with no music, and it sucks because there's no music. Tough titties. I prefaced it up front saying it would be like this on purpose. I explained it till I was blue in the face. I'm not going to put up with any more bullshit with people whining and complaining that the playthrough doesn't have music. Period.
And the king has spoken.
I don't even want to hear a single fucking person complaining.
Ooh.
If they do, I'm going to pull out my ASCII code e-penis and slap them across the face right the fuck out of the chat room. That's right. This is the United States of Phil. I am the supreme being. I make the rules, and what I say goes. This is not a place for you to stand on your soapbox and complain about censorship and freedom of speech, because the bottom line is you don't have freedom of speech. This is my land.
Is that why Kat gave up all of her social media to be with you? Is that the reason why she has little to no online presence? As Almighty Tevin had said, does she not have friends? Does she not have family? Does she not have somebody else that she talks to? Doesn't she not have fans or something, or people who are subscribed to her channel or who are following her on Twitter before we found out who she was, and so on and so forth? Is she just completely isolated? Is she? Did you stranded her on the same island that you're on? You know what I'm saying? Like Almighty Tevin said, it sounds awkward. It sounds cultish. That's what that shit sounds like. And I think what's going on is the indoctrination process isn't working out properly. Because if the young lady is willing to rebel about leftovers, who knows what else she's going to rebel on later. That's neither here nor there.
Dynasty Warriors 9, it's probably going to be more of the same, therefore that's why. I'm skipping it, okay? I'm not playing. It's that simple. No amount of requesting, whining, complaining, stamping your feet, coming to streams for other games and saying, why isn't this...
Just in case you guys aren't seeing the meta here, or not seeing where he's going, he's progressively getting more and more lazy. He's progressively, as his age is showing, he's getting tired. He doesn't have the type of vigor to go off and do what he needs to do now. He can barely do it. He's just too lazy. So now you're going to start seeing him cherry pick games. And you're going to see the viewership slowly start to dwindle. Because people are going to look at these games and be like, this is not what I came to see. Or I don't want to see. Or after a few, maybe a stream or two, they're going to be like, all right, play something else. And he's going to get butthurt. And he's probably going to end up dropping more games. We'll see. And here's the thing. As I said in a couple of videos ago, he's trying to make this move to PC. I'll make a video specifically on it. But he's going to try to make this transition to PC. He's going to try to. Because the console race is not working out. It really isn't. Now, speaking of which, as I'm going through the notes here that Kenny left me, it says here that he's going to be asking for a PS4 Pro? Really? Well, I shouldn't say really. I'd already called that. But really? Did he actually make there's actually a video out there on that? If there is, I will be doing that video soon. So look out for that. Oh boy. Guess what else he's going to ask for after that? So that should be good too. But he's just, his age is showing. He's a relic. And he's slowly but surely doing it. He's slowly but surely trying to, in my personal opinion, he is trying to redo his past. Yet at the same time, as it pertains to new games, they're too difficult for him. It's too time consuming. He can't do it. He just doesn't have it in him. That's a shame, I guess. But that's what's going on. In my humble opinion, of course. DSP News.
Dynasty Warriors 9. None of that's going to get the game played. It's just going to waste your time. Alright? I'm the worst gamer on the planet.
Yep.
Ha 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 ha.
On Sunday, I'm either going to do a main stream of PUBG, right? It would be a big return. It would be a big way to try to drive. You know, now this week I've been away. Subscribers are way down because I haven't been here.
That's another thing too. Actually, that's this Sunday, by the way. This is all going on. And what's today? This is on the 17th. I'm recording this on the 22nd.
You know, no
Never mind, I missed it. But anyway,
which I knew would happen.
but the thing is about PUBG, and that's an interesting thing too. I know Almighty haven't already pointed this out. Is that it's funny how he basically convinced the Pigpens to give him $1,250 to play that game, and now that's like his go-to game. If you think about it, it's really like his go-to game to play now. Now here's another thing. I don't know if he plays Fortnite, but what he needs to do, if Phil was smart, is he needs to bounce back and forth between both of those games. I love Fortnite. Fortnite is great. It's a really, really fun game. The meta is constantly changing, which might be one of the reasons why he doesn't play it, is because he can't keep up with the meta. He just can't do it. But he should bounce back and forth between those two, so he can kind of keep himself within the rankings, at least within the conversation, so to speak, on Twitch, because those are two really big games. You know what I mean? If you see Dr. Disrespect, actually, I was going to address that too. With Dr. Disrespect's triumphant return and seeing all those views getting pulled, that might explain in a very small way why Phil is on the decline. That's neither here nor there. It's just personal opinion. But Dr. Disrespect does the same thing. He bounces back and forth between those games too. Occasionally he throws some Call of Duty World War II in there, which that game could have been amazing. That game could have been amazing if done right. But what are you going to do? Actually, now I think about it, one of the guys from, I think that's Sledgehammer Games, one of those guys that might actually become the new CEO of Activision. Wow, that's gonna be interesting, to say the very least. Microtransactions forever, but shit, they should have Phil go and work for them anyway. But Phil should try to do that. But yet again, it's just funny how he originally started by being paid. He forced these people to pay him to play PUBG, and now that's like his go-to when he needs some quick money. It's absolutely hilarious. And like I said, he probably should play some Fortnite too. He really should. Phil, if you watch my videos, it's alleged that you do, but I couldn't say for sure. You might want to pick it up and just bounce back and forth. You could use the diversity, to be honest with you. And it'll help keep you into the conversation on Twitch. I'm just saying. You can bring some new people in. And then they make compilations of like bad plays all the time. So these bigger YouTube channels that just propped up, you know, like less than 6 months ago, that have 350, 400, 450, 500,000 subscribers who are pulling $3 or $4 million, pulling 3 or 4 million views a video in the span of only a couple days, you could afford to get yourself clipped on there a couple times. It may, you know, bring in more people to watch the train wreck. Just my personal opinion, of course. DSP News.
So I got to try a way to drive people back to subs and everything, right? I was trained as a achieving competitive excellence, or ACE, continuous improvement person. By the way,
that's not a position. That sounds like an award. Whatever.
I really desperately need the money to help with my tax situation. So, hint, hint, save the house.
So maybe I'll do PUBG all day, or, ladies and gentlemen, I may return to Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Oh my god!
What the fuck? Whoa!
Hopefully I don't have a heart attack.
Oh boy.
Alright. Over the course of this week when I was away from live streaming, I'm not even lying, I started to crave fighting games. I don't know why. I just did. I started...
Now, isn't that funny? I pointed this out a couple of videos ago where he said that Cat was craving to play Overwatch. Now he's saying, I'm craving to play this game. It's funny how he borrows from just about everybody and he tries to incorporate it into his own vernacular in a lot of ways. It's kind of strange because that's something that a child does. A child usually does that. Now, granted, some adults too. You know what I'm saying? You catch a really good word and you're like, I wonder how I can incorporate that later on. But Phil does that for everything. Everything he does that. Like I said, that's a very childlike type behavior though. But maybe that's just me.
To crave fighting games again. This happens from time to time with me because I am, a long-time fighting game aficionado. I used to play them in the arcades through the 90s and 2000s. Then I became a tournament level player in Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo in the mid 2000s. You know, tournament winnings, placings, and Evo and the like. And you know, from time to time, I get cravings. I want to go back and play fighting games.
I myself am a former pro fighting game player.
And I haven't played Dragon Ball FighterZ because, sadly, the online play of the game has just been not up to snuff. There's been issues where the servers are constantly dropping. It takes forever to get a ranked match. When you get a ranked match, half the time it was laggy for me. So there was a lot of issues here. All right, a lot of issues, reasons that I didn't really feel like I wanted to continue playing the game. And as of 2 weeks ago, I stopped playing it completely and said until they fix it, I'm not touching it again. Well, the good news is I have heard that over the past couple of weeks, the situation's getting better. Now, why? Probably 2 reasons, I would think. Number one, let's be real here, because a lot of people who bought the game initially probably just stopped playing it. And that's what happens with every fighting game. There's hype for about 2 weeks, and then after the 2 weeks of launch hype, half the player base drops off and never plays the game again. It happens every fucking time with every fighting game. So I guarantee you, half the people who are clogging the servers are done. So already the server capacity is probably leveled to the point where it's easier to get matches, the servers aren't crashing. I guarantee you overall it's a better experience, alright?
Phil, I distinctly remember them saying that there was a problem with the matchmaking, and they're trying to work it out. It is what it is. No one just bought the game and just dropped it. The fan base is too big. You know what I mean? The fan base is constantly growing. And like I said, I don't have the like I said, on PS4, and I've only played it a handful of times on my Xbox One, but on my PS4, I don't run into the problems that he runs into. So I don't understand exactly. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that, I'm not acknowledging that there isn't a problem with matchmaking and matches being dropped and whatnot. I just don't catch it nearly as frequently as he does. Actually, I think in the whole time that I've played, I don't think I've had a drop match. Have I had to wait 2-3 minutes to get into a match? Sure. No, sure. Not a problem. But actually dropping a match, I haven't had that yet. So, I don't know. I just don't know. But that's neither here nor there. That's just here or there. I think what it is, though, as it's already been pointed out, is he spent, well, obviously I'm late with this, so we already know what's happened now. But the game had changed while he was gone. And he fell out. I mean, you know what I'm saying? As Almighty Tevin had pointed out, his win-loss ratio wasn't too bad. You know what I mean? It wasn't too bad at all. But as the game, as something like this continues to evolve, and the game will evolve, just as the series of Dragon Ball evolves, it's the tactics are going to change. It's just how it's going to go. It's just how it's going to happen. And he fell out, and he won't put the time in to try to catch back up. It's not that Phil can't catch up. It's just that he won't. He's too lazy and whatnot. And to be honest with you, his reactions are too slow. His reflexes are gone. You know what I mean? And his eyesight's probably wearing on him. So he just can't do it. And him doing that same combo with Gotenks over and over and over again is only going to get you so far. People have figured out how to do that very same combo and then cancel to extend it to get more damage or to get better positioning. People have already evolved past the day 2 and 3 combos. It's gotten far beyond that now. And Phil just doesn't want to catch up. He's too scared of what's going on. Because don't let Phil lie to you. He watches some of these videos out here. He's watched Maximilian's videos. He's seen the type of people Maximilian's going up against. And he sees how Maximilian himself has transitioned and how he's gotten better and how his gameplay is. He doesn't want no parts of that. He knows now that he just can't do it. He's so far behind, he won't even bring it up. Now, granted, once the DLC characters come out, we'll see if he pops back in. I don't think he'll do it on the first batch, which is Broly and Bardock's are the first 2 that were announced. He might wait till the very end after, all 8 characters are out to try to jump back in. We'll see, because it's easy views. But like I said, he's tired of getting bodied. That's really what it is. And like I said, his win-loss record isn't bad, but he knows he won't be able to hold on to it. Not without putting in real time. And Phil's too old. He just doesn't have the dedication to do that anymore. Well, too old is not fair. I'm sorry. His dedications isn't there. Mentally, he's too old. He's too old, and he's too immature. You know what I mean? That he can't make it happen for himself.
In addition to that, I think what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to play the game with my PS4 gamepad. And you might say, well, why? You have a joystick you've been using the whole time you've been playing the game. Why would you now downgrade, right, from, having this joystick that you've been using, which probably is, superior control or whatever. Why would you downgrade to a gamepad? And my answer to that, my response to that is very simple. I really do believe that my PS4 joystick, it's the Hori Real Arcade Pro 4, has some kind of added input lag when it comes to playing games on my PS4. It's a sad fact that this generation of consoles, if you can believe it, wired controllers actually have more delay than controllers that use Bluetooth and or the...
Now, this right here, ladies and gentlemen, is to push the narrative on, I need a new TV, it has to be 4K, I need better response time. This comes from when Cat got, well, right before Cat got there, when some of Cat's equipment got there, I should say. And he plugged it in to make sure it all worked. He said he got a game in on Overwatch. That's neither here nor there. And he really fell in love with the response time, how good it felt, and so on and so forth. Now he's trying to transition that to console gaming. Now, as been pointed out by many people, just play on a monitor like everybody else does. If that's really if response time and everything is what really matters to you and whatnot, and refresh rates and things of that sort, maybe not response time, but reaction, but if response time, refresh rates and stuff like that, if that means something to you, then play on a monitor like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Play on a monitor. And they have plenty of large ones out there that you can ask the fan base, the cult, to give you, or to, pay for, I should say. But Phil doesn't want to do that. He wants the TV. And I'm telling you, too, that 4K TV is not for his office, by the way. It's for the bedroom. Because remember, the TV that was in his bedroom, the one he allegedly never used, he put that into his office when that one monitor burnt out on him. So now, and then that one ended up burning, then that TV ended up burning out. That one's for the bedroom. He's going to keep playing off the old television, I think, until he can figure out another way to get another television. Just saying. Because remember, he watches TV a lot downstairs. But with the with the girlfriend there, I'm sure she might want to watch a little bit of TV before she goes to bed. So why not? That's just my opinion, of course.
Wireless signal. Don't ask me why. That makes no logical sense, but they do. It's been proven. People have done tests and found out that it's true.
Why'd you wait till now? People have done tests on that years ago. When people were really trying to look at getting a competitive edge, when people were really were really like, hey, we're going to just start playing on monitors like they do at EVO and other places and other tournaments, that was years ago. That was a long-ass time ago, and that never affected you, Phil, up until right now. Yet again, why are you always behind the curve? Why are you always behind the ball on everything? This is what you're doing for a living. You should be damn near at the cutting edge of everything. If you have a group of people who are willing to bankroll you and your business on a month-to-month basis, onto a year-to-year basis, you should have the best or all close enough to the best of everything that comes out, essentially. It's for the business. This is what keeps you afloat. But instead, you want to penny pinch and you want to do all these little petty-ass things like this, and like this, that, and the third, to where now you're holding fundraisers every other month or every couple of months. Every quarter, let's say that. But eventually it's going to start, you're going to have these miniature fund drives soon. Eventually that's what it's going to start coming down to. He's going to have a fundraiser every 4 months. It's 3 times a year. Eventually, but in between, he's going to have these little fund drives just to kind of get him out of little pinches that he's just going to over-exaggerate. That's what this is slowly but surely building to. And I know it seems like a lot coming off of just a TV, off of just a 4K television. But that 4K television, as I told you guys a little while ago, is going to lead to this PS4 Pro. Because he didn't want to have a Blu-ray, or he didn't care about 4K videos, or watching movies and shit like that. He didn't give a shit about that. It was only going to be for gaming. Because he had told you all this in the beginning. I'm only going to use it for the office. So what's the point of having a 4K television if you don't have a PS4 Pro? In his mindset, I should say. And then after that, he's gonna try to get his videos into 4K eventually. He's gonna need a really good PC for that. And if you guys have been paying attention lately, he's been saying the monitors, his laptop's been giving him problems. So, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, and then if he's gonna end up getting convincing the maid to get on camera with him, like for example this cooking show, whether it's gonna be one show or a series, he's gonna want a camera in the best quality, because if nothing else, she's going to be the centerpiece, because she's the only one who knows how to cook. And with that being said, he needs her to be in the best quality possible. She needs to look her best. A new camera would help with that. So you kind of see where I'm going with this? New desktop, new gaming desktop, definitely a new laptop, definitely a new TV, a new camera. and he's already hinting at the PS4 Pro. We'll just wait and see.
And I really did feel that playing the game with the joystick, that I felt like I couldn't react to stuff that was happening. People would be doing things from the entire screen away, the dash, which is very punishable with a move. You just do it down in one button, he knocks them right out of the dash. I couldn't even do it on reaction about 80% of the time I was playing the game. And it's got to have something to do with input lag. So I've decided I'm going to try to play this game on a controller. In fact, Clombor in the stream chat just said, on a Hori Real Arcade Pro, there's 4 milliseconds of delay. On the PS4 controller, there's only 1.8. So there you go. More than a 2 millisecond, decrease in.
You really think 2 milliseconds is going to help Phil? From the time that he sees it, his brain processes it to the time that it gets to his hands. That's where see, in my own personal opinion, that's what the problem is. The response time isn't there no more. His response time, his reflexes aren't there. They're slowly but surely diminishing. He didn't do anything to preserve them. He doesn't go out and engage in any physical exercises. He's in the worst possible shape. Just because he's not fat doesn't mean that he's not in good shape. He's in terrible shape. I know guys who are heavy set who are in better shape than he is. It's all slowly but surely diminishing. He's not going to be like let's think of an OG from the fighting game community. Uncle Valle, Alex Valle. He's not going to be like Alex Valle. Alex Valle took care of himself. He still does. And he keeps up with the craft. You know what I mean? And even if Alex Valle has gotten slower, I'm sure a lot of those old G's have. He's still smart, though. His mind's still sharp. So he can compensate. Phil can't. That's why Phil makes excuses for everything. Because mentally he can't compensate for his shortcomings. And if physically he can't get it done, then more and more excuses have to come out. Because mentally he's not there. Mentally he's not strong enough to go ahead and make all of this work in unison. Not like when he was younger. That's really what it comes down to. So now all you're doing is taking somebody who never really took good care of himself and whatnot, and everything that he relied on, as in reflexes and reactions, everything that's in decline, and putting him into a game where you have a younger generation who is beating him to the punch every single time. He can blame it on the controller. He can blame it on the arcade stick. He can blame it on his television. He can blame it on all those things. But if you as his fan base don't see the results, then what? Just saying. DSP News.
That's good. That's very good. So what I'm saying, plus let's face it, Dragon Ball FighterZ is not a complicated game where you need a complex controller. It's not. There's no these. It's not like an SNK fighter where you gotta go down, back, half circle back, down, forward, plus light punch, heavy kick, and then you have to fucking pull your cock out and slap it across the joystick to get your super out. It's not like that. In this game, all the controls are very simplified in Dragon Ball FighterZ. I think done on purpose so that people who don't have, a lot of experience with games are able to play it at a heightened level. All right. So that being said, I think I'm going to be trying the game out again with just the PS4 pad and see how I do. Okay? I think I may do better. I think there'll be less input delay. I think I could actually do better in the game.
What a complete idiot. Yes, it's my hobby. Yes, it's what I love to do, but it's also a business. It's also what I use to pay the bills. So I gotta do some advertising here on the pre-stream. All right? Let me fucking unleash the beast. You feed me more. Feed me, Seymour. Feed me. You created the monster. You unleashed the monster. And now your complaint is, well, the monster's too powerful to control. Well, fuck you. That's your fault.
Some serious stuff to talk about in regards to Patreon, in regards to subs, in regards to a lot of stuff, because I haven't been here, and things have been dropping, and that's okay. It's to be expected when you're not here, actively. You definitely expect that things are going to decline. And nothing has happened that I wasn't expecting. Let's put it that way. However, now that I'm back, trying to get things back on track, right? Trying to be more positive, get people out here motivated to attend the streams and participate and do all kinds of stuff that's going to get things back to where they need to be. In particular, in 2 months, I know all my taxes are going to be due. So right now, I'm making a big push for that, and hopefully I can make as much as I can by the end of this month, so that when the taxes are due, I'm getting that money, in April from what I earned this month with, things like cheers and subs, and it'll help me out. All right.
We need more money. We need more money. That's what this stream is about. My God, please, you gotta tip me because I have no money. Shout outs. Shout out to Quack who did a $5 tip. And I'm $5 richer, so thanks, moron.
Yep.
Fainit did 120, or excuse me, Fainit did a 25-bit cheer. For me, thank God.
Apparently.
So I think you need to get the 4K TV to reduce input lag for fighting game. I agree.
It's pretty, I mean, you hit it on the head. I almost guarantee my television is a major reason why I have lag when I play stuff.
God.
It's that simple. I need a new one, but I can't.
Don't you have an Amazon wish list or something, Phil? Just put all that stuff on that Amazon wish list, and just let the fan base buy it for you. Just seriously, just do it. You might as well. I mean, I know I reported back on that back in like December, and when you were talking about it, but you might as well just go ahead and do that now. Pick the TV that you want. Pick the already built PC that you want, the pre-build, and whatnot. Pick your camera and just let them pay for it, man. Just do that. Either that or ask for Kat to build you a PC. One of the two. Seriously.
I forward it right now. I told you guys, I'm saving up for taxes coming up in April. I can't. I need it badly, but I don't have the money for it. All right. I looked online. I saw a few models of television that looks like they have very little input lag that I could get for like $300, but I can't do it. I can't do it right now. If things change, if I come onto some money out of nowhere,
Please. I'm going to need your guys' help. I really am. I'm going to need your support. I need it.
or whatever, maybe I'll get it sooner rather than later. But right now, I'm going to be conservative and focus on the tax situation. So there you go.
Oh my God, excuse me. Then we got a troll cheer. So is everyone ready? Are you ready, guys? Ready to make fun of an idiot? Hey, you ragu bitch! Did a 30-bit cheer. Thank you. Really, thank you. And left an insulting message for myself and my girlfriend. Hey, you ragu bitch! You are my bitch. Thank you for the free money, dummy. I'm not reading your message, and you can lick my balls. Why am I toxic?
Wow.
More toxic, over dramatic, drama queen, toxic toilet juice, toxic shit.
Alice Telemon did its cheers. It's almost 800 viewers. Great comeback stream upcoming. Yeah, I don't even know. I'm not looking. I'm purposely not even going to look. I don't care. I don't care how many people are on stream. I just care that people are having fun. I don't look at that anymore. I don't let it bother me. It's been a major change of mine in the last year. I don't care how many people are on stream. I don't care about YouTube viewers. All I care about is
Bunnies. That's all I care about. I mean, it's rare when I have to come out and say, guys, we really need tons of money today.
Oh,
when
shit.
do I say that, right? Very rarely. Like I said, the one time was the end of last year when a tax situation came up out of nowhere. You know, sadly, there are people out there who exploit. And they find ways to exploit constantly. That's like me, right? That's like me.
the National Socialist. It says, what do you call the penetrator from Demon Souls when he fights with DSP?
The Penne Trader.
Amazing.
Huh?
Okay.
Huh?
Wow.
What pasta do you prefer? I prefer...
All right, guys. We got one more video, and then that'll be a wrap for us. So, yeah, should be great. All right, guys. Last video. We're back here with Snort Burnell, Dspgaming. GTA San Andreas is good with my reactions and comments, and something about the soulmaid. Should be interesting, I hope. Here we go.
Disgusting. Sound good?
Grand Theft Auto San Andreas HD.
I can't play the music anymore. But here's the thing. We've got me live reacting again to the commentary and the gameplay.
Now we've got stream interaction. We got people in the stream chat who are talking, and I'm reacting to them. So it's a whole new element. It's like a whole new version of the same game, because now there's other stuff going on. You see what I mean?
So I certainly hope that that you guys are having fun with the playthrough. And please, you gotta tip me because I have no money. So fucking greedy.
The return of Dragon Ball FighterZ. Yes, I'm officially 100% going back to the game for a major session tomorrow.
Sound good? Shout outs!
Shout out to Dark Pub. He says, with your girlfriend helping the mortgage, shouldn't that help your financial burden? Well, the thing is, we've got a lot of stuff we got to work on. We're working on getting her license. She doesn't have it yet. We tried this week. It didn't work out as we had planned. Apparently, we didn't have the stuff that was all needed for her to get her license here in the state of Washington yet. we're hoping now, we're going back this coming week to try to get it. Once she has her license, then we can get her car insurance. Once she has car insurance, then she can start driving my car and get used to driving it in this area, which she needs to do before she can start her job, right? She has to be able to get to and from her job, and I can't drive her there every day because I'm going to be working.
What? Now, keep in mind, he did the same thing with Leanna, but... What? You drop her off in the morning, and then you pick her up mid-afternoon. You know what I mean? So he basically gets up early, you drop her off, you stream maybe an hour after that, and then you end the stream, pick her up, take your little break, you know, your little 3-hour break or whatever the case is, and then you start your evening stream, depending on what her work schedule is, of course. I mean, I don't know why I'm even saying this. You didn't do it with the first girlfriend, so why would you do it with the second? Why would you do it with the maid? So I got you.
So there's a lot of things we have to do to get in place before we can get, you know, her even back, you know, to her job. So we're talking weeks, okay? Weeks before this is even possible.
Wow.
In addition to that, we're working on trying to get her insurance, because when you move, you guys aren't aware, when you move in the country of the United States of America, your health insurance is null and void, and you get completely screwed over, because now you have to try to register in the middle of the year instead of what they consider the qualifying application period, which is they consider a life change, which you have to prove via showing documents like, oh, look, here's a new address that is linked to my name, and, you know, and by the way, we can't do that until she gets her license, because when she gets her license, now it'll show her name and address, which then we can then show to the insurance people, so we can get her new insurance. It's a big rigmarole, pain in the ass. It really is.
It sounds like the moment that young girl gets her license, or she gets her license transferred over, or whatever the case may be, because the whole story sounds weird, he's going to have her waiting on him hand and foot. That's what it seems like. That's exactly what it seems like. Yeah, that's exactly what this sounds like.
Not easy. The United States of America don't make anything easy. Everything's got to be jumping through bureaucratic red tape and form after fucking form. It's just not easy at all, okay? So she can't even begin work at her job. You know, she's transferred out here. But she can't begin work until we've got all this stuff done. Because if she doesn't have health insurance, she doesn't have a license, she doesn't have car insurance, she can't get to and from the job. And obviously with no health insurance, if she gets hurt or sick on the way or back to the job, she can't get treated. We have to have all this in place ahead of time, okay? So she'll be starting work, but it's probably not going to be until sometime in March, at the earliest, at the rate it's going. You know, we were hoping to get everything done within the first 4 days. Nope, not even close. We got a few things done, but not even nearly as much as we had hoped we were going to get done. It's like moving like fucking molasses. It really is. Astro Jet Boy just said it. God bless America. Yeah, the land of the fucking slow-moving slugs, and the home of the incredibly difficult hoops to jump through to get basic stuff done. That's really what America should be called. It's kind of annoying, but at the same time, I mean, we're having a good time just living together.
I haven't had sex in ages.
Oh boy.
Obviously.
Oh boy.
It just sucks that we're stuck here and she can't get to
Well.
work. You know what I mean? I need that money. I really do. I need that money.
Pay my bills.
That guy needs to be kicked in the freaking balls. He's an asshole.
Like, I have to get her license and car insurance before we can even drive around here. So I can show her, here's how you get to here, here's how you get to here. You know, can't even do that until she has that stuff, because if she starts driving and gets into a car accident, well, guess what? Insurance won't cover it. And then she'll get arrested because, oh, you didn't have a license in this state, you shouldn't have been driving, you know? So, it sucks. Dark Poe did another cheer.
Thank you. Really, thank you.
Oh boy.
And said, I moved and used my out-of-state license to drive for a while. Your reasoning is very confusing.
Yeah, he has like 30 days. In some states, they'll give you up to 90. But she has like 30 days. It shouldn't be a problem. Now, granted, Phil, you'll have to get off your ass and actually drive her around to get a look at the sites and kind of get an idea of where her job is, if that even exists, and where are the different grocery stores and things of that sort. You guys have a Costco now, so just where she needs to go with there. Here's the problem. Phil probably doesn't have an actual general idea of where everything's at. You know what I mean? You got to understand, he's been there for years, and he very rarely went anywhere. I mean, Panda probably knew their location better than he did. So it's like the blind leading the blind, if you think about it.
Wrong. Dark Poe. What you don't seem to understand is, number one, you probably violated the state law, and number two, every state is different. I already did the research.
This shocks me.
And it said that when you move from one state to another, when you move to Washington State in particular, you only have 30 days to get a license.
He just said that.
If you don't have a license within 30 days, you're considered in violation, and if you get pulled over, you will receive a ticket for hundreds of dollars.
But dude already said that though. He had already said that, you know what I mean, when he went to another state, he was able to use his license for a little while before he got things changed over. So you're basically saying that he's right, but now you're gonna go ahead and throw the consequences out there. He never said it was permanent. He said you have a set amount of time to get things done. He just what?
And by the way, you will then have your vehicle impounded because you don't have a legal right to drive the vehicle. Number 2, I cannot insure Kath on my car until she has a Washington State driver's license. They will not insure someone with a license from another state for a car registered in a different state. It doesn't work like that. So she would be driving without car insurance, which is a horrendous idea and against the law. So it doesn't matter what you did or what you believe, Dark Poe. You are not the end-all, be-all of everything in the United States of America, and you don't know what you're talking about. So please, don't try to contradict me here on stream because you don't know what you're talking about.
It's not about,
Wow.
oh, I gotta play every new release to fucking make a million videos and make money and stuff. It's not like that anymore. It's not. Twitch is the future.
Okay.
Jesus. Oh boy. Oh yeah, this part's actually pretty interesting. So like I said, this video was put up. He put it up on the 17th. So that weekend, right? Phil, or Seattle, I should say, they got hit with like a giant rainstorm or something like that, and knocked out power. So, or at least what Phil says here, in his post, it said that 43,000 people in his area were without power. So Phil was talking about earlier in that day, talking about ordering food. Then he couldn't order. He couldn't order food because the power was out. So they had to eat leftovers, or they had to drive out, or they had to go driving somewhere that actually had power. It was hilarious and definitely karma. You know what I mean? Like, you're being an idiot, Phil, and you're constantly being an idiot, and you bashing that guy made no sense, especially when you validated his argument and then turned around and shitted on him. Made no sense. Like I said, why he has a fan base makes no sense to me at all. It's the oddest thing. It really is. Absolutely crazy.
Wham! I'm not making ad revenue. Wham! And Patreon is fluctuating. What pasta do you prefer?
All right, guys. So there you go on that. Super interesting. Oh boy. And apparently, Cat's cat hasn't gotten any action in a little while. Hopefully, Phil was able to alleviate that in the first couple days she was there. We'll have to wait and see on that one. All right, guys. That right there is pretty much the whole GTA situation. We'll probably end up tackling the Dragon Ball FighterZ thing next, and we'll see what comes out of that. That should be interesting. And I'll just add the first video I made when he rage quit the first time around. I'll just add it to it, I guess. Or I'll post, yeah, I'll probably just add it to it, so this way it all kind of makes a timeline. Should be interesting. I'll also have timestamps. It's probably been a little bit longer than I wanted, and there is 3 videos, so I'll just timestamp it. That shouldn't take much, and it'll be a little bit easier to get all this done. All right, guys. So this is DSP News. Always late, never breaking, unreliable coverage that you can't count on. A GTG network and production. This is GTG signing off. End of broadcast. Feels ridiculous. It really is.